podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to episode 335 of Film Bastards. I want to get off the topic that we were just talking about on the Patreon show because, wowee, Mark has got a perspective. I'm very sorry, Bex. So,
I'm used to it, Ian. I'm used to it.
My word, if you want to know what that was about and you're not a patron, $2 a month, patreon.com/filmbastards. But seriously, no joke, let's move on. Even though I kind of started it, but you definitely fucking finished it, Mark. Wow. Coming up on this week's show, we have got reviews of video game adaptation, which has made some fucking bank this weekend, Sonic the Hedgehog. Christian Stewart starring film for the second time in a few months, which has very much not made bank, Underwater. Even though I believe it's directed by a man called William Eubank. He did not bank, unfortunately, for William. And we've also got, we're going to have some trailers, we're going to have some what we watched. I completely forgot to ask Noel what number between 1 and something or other, so I will do that in a bit. First thing I want to say, before I forget, it looks like the 4K physical release of Cats has been cancelled. I still hope for 4K iTunes, but with one hand giveth, taketh away, the other hand giveth. What are we getting on the extras for Cats? An audio commentary by Tom Hooper.
Oh, I hope that was recorded
before.
Yeah, I actually hope it was recorded before.
It fucking must have been.
Yeah,
but
I really hope that was recorded before they even pivoted to comedy rather than prestige piece. Yeah, I really hope it's him just being really fucking earnest.
But it's like he only finished it 48 hours before the premiere. So it's like, did he do it when it was unfinished? And in which case, maybe he just doesn't notice the Judi Dench wedding ring shit. Or, like, is it after? And is it... Because what I would fucking love is for Tom Hooper to just double down. Because, like, no... It seems like he's disappeared out of existence since the day Cats opened. And I just want him to double down and be like, no, fuck you. This is why I made this film. I very, very badly want it to be Tom Hooper's defense of Cats.
You know what? I agree with that.
It'd be interesting to see what he'd have to say about it.
Yeah, it would be. I'm very intrigued to either hear him just his version of events or to hear him talk complete shit. He's either going to come across it really good and really defend it, and you go, do you know what? Fair enough. He took a swing and he missed, but at least he's got the balls to take a swing. Or you're going to go, oh my God, you sound like such a knob. You made a terrible film, own it.
I can't wait. It's also, Cats is this weekend's Cineworld movies for juniors.
Don't subject her to it.
I'm not going to, because she wants to see The Call of the Wild, so that's this weekend's film. But I was tempted. Like, because at least if I'm paying like £2.50 for her to see it, if she walks out 20 minutes in, okay, fine, it's £2.50. But I don't know. Like, the thing is, I'm gonna buy it on iTunes because I want to listen to the commentary. So if she wants to watch it, she can watch it then.
That's fair enough.
Okay.
But like, sorry,
you,
Ben.
you will be among the very, very few people that will buy that shit on
Yeah,
iTunes.
lots of people buy it. It'll sell really well.
Really?
Yeah, it will.
I reckon?
Yeah, Curiosity.
Well, no, not everyone's seen it.
No, not a lot of people saw it there.
Okay.
I mean, it's done well. It did well. I mean, it did all right in the UK. I want to say it crested £10 million. Because it was out in Christmas, but it just ended its theatrical run in the US last week, and it made $28 million.
It so far has off a budget of 95 million, which apparently is on the generous side.
Yeah.
It's made less than 75.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is and the marketing budget on that was fierce as well. I mean, that thing is a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
75 million worldwide for that. Wow. But Tom Hooper will direct something else with fisheye lenses in the next couple of years, and we'll see how that goes. Maybe that's what he'll blame it on. I wasn't able to shoot it like everybody was in a fucking fish tank.
Yeah.
Anything happen in the film news world this week?
I think if there's anything going on. No, I think it was kind of everyone had a bit of a break, don't they? Didn't they post Oscars really?
Yeah.
I think everyone allowed that little bit behind that everyone had post Oscars, where they were like, you know what, not a bad show. Oh, we had the Billie Eilish Bond song came out.
Yes.
Right.
So the Billie Eilish Bond song. By the way, I've just asked Noel to pick a number between 1 and 5. I'm going with the previous list that I Skype messaged you guys, but number 6 then is number 5 now. And we'll leave it there for now. The Bond song, yeah, I think it's gonna be fitting for the film. I think it's fair to say that with a song like this, the pre-credits sequence is not going to end well for someone. And yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think the orchestral arrangement is really nice. But it would be, it would be nice to have a bit of pep to a Bond song again. Don't get me wrong, but if you want low energy Bond song, Moonraker. I watched Moonraker last week for Ian's Guide to Bondage. Episode's up now. That fucking song is so low energy that at the end of the film, they have a remix of it to give it a disco beat, just to wake people up. Like, it's in the Craig Bond song era, you will not get any better than You Know My Name.
Oh no, that's the thing. The thing is, I don't think it's terrible. I just think it's a bit boring. But musically, it's quite good. Even lyrically, I think it's quite good. I just think that she sounds. I think as a vocalist, I just find her quite a dull vocalist. She seems very disinterested in everything, which I know is part of her whole vibe. But musically, it's quite good, and it's good for the song it's on. And do you know what? It's better than the Sam Smith one. And it's, pretty much everything's better than the Sam Smith anything, really. I think it's better than the Adele one, which was collection of words and then the word Skyfall. And I think she just fucking made up the rest of the words different times.
Do you reckon she Renee Zellweger Oscar speech did? Just said all the things.
Yeah. I reckon if you asked anyone to name another word in that song that wasn't Skyfall, they'd just go, oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird how big that song was, because it was very high in the charts, if not number 1 as well at the time.
Oh yeah, it did number 1, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like the Chris Cornell one, I genuinely think might be the underrated Bond theme song. No one really talks about "You Know My Name."
It's fucking great. The thing is, that's the difference is, it's not just a great Bond song because
It's a great song.
But
Yeah.
for Casino Royale, this was a Bond reboot. It was right. We're going to give you Bond from the beginning. We're not going to give you him already as Bond. We give you him becoming Bond, and it was a big deal. And so, but then to have that song, Chris Cornell to write that song, where it kind of makes you go, right, it's got a real Bondy vibe to it. It's rocky. It's just a fucking belter of a song. And it just seems a little bit, with that, they went really fucking left field with Chris Cornell. And then now it's just whoever is pop star flavour of the month.
Yeah.
Will get it. And it just seems a little bit like, it just, when they announced that it was going to be an ice, it was a bit like, really? Really? You could have gone for somebody really fucking interesting.
Yeah.
I know you disagree with me on this, Bex, but the madness of the fact that Lana Del Rey has existed for 10 years and has still not done a Bond theme song is just weird. It's so fucking weird. But within those 10 years, she's been really fashionable.
Coinciding with the release of a Bond movie.
Yes! She's just fucking won loads of Grammys.
I mean, the next Bond.
Accused artist of the decade.
Yeah, but that's for like real people who like music.
Yeah, what I'm saying there is, it's weird that they went from Chris Cornell. And who was it who did the Quantum of Solace one? Am I right in thinking it was Jack White and
Alicia Keys? Yeah.
Jack White and Alicia Keys weren't there.
Which, again, orchestrally, that song is cracking, but it's the vocals.
I'm right in thinking that originally there was a mix-up with that. It was Alicia Keys and somebody else.
I don't know.
But they couldn't get the somebody else, so they went for Jack White. Jack White found out it was supposed to be Alicia Keys and somebody else, but they couldn't get the other person because of licensing, and said, well, why can't me and Alicia Keys do it? And Alicia Keys was like, I'd love to do a song with Jack White.
Yeah, I mean, the instrumentation, kind of like the it feels very Bondy.
Yeah.
But then just the kind of the way they're singing with each other, and then there's it doesn't work. It's not a combination that works, and they sound a bit screechy. There's just something not quite right about that song.
With it is they're both unique singers in their own way, and both good singers in their own way, but they didn't meld well together at all.
It's duet in a Bond song is it's a choice. I'm actually trying to think if there's ever been one aside from that, and I don't think there has.
No, I don't think there has.
So I mean, like they were going for something, but yeah, I mean, it is going to be very fitting. Roby is in the new Suicide Squad. Well,
yeah, I just saw that, mate.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for the correction, Mike. Fair play. Yeah, it just, does it feel like a song that you would want to listen to outside of the film? No. But neither was fucking Writings on the Wall, and that won the Academy Award. So, and hey, the Oscars will have Billie Eilish performing next year now, so hopefully she won't be cancelled for saying something before then.
I think she has to actually say anything.
Well, to be fair, at the moment, she can just ride off the I'm an 18-year-old, I don't know everything kind of attitude, But anyway, yeah, I don't think it's as shit as people are saying, but I'm also not super vibing with it.
No, I found it boring, but less boring than Sam Smith, which again is a very low bar. But
I mean, shit, man, they should have just gone with Radiohead. They should have just gone, fuck it, Go on then, Tom York. Why the fuck not? I mean, it's a
Yeah.
horrible fucking song, Inspector. Like, it's not. I mean,
It's not
it's not good, but
No.
it's not writings on the wall either.
God, yeah, that was awful. Another one. I am genuinely baffled at the Sam Smith thing, in the fact that he seems to. He basically for a while thought he was George Michael, and now he wants to be George Michael but act like Boy George. And the thing is, he can't sing. If he had a voice like George Michael, you could go, do you know what? He can get away with it because he can sing like that. But then when you listen to someone like George Michael and you listen to Sam Smith and you go, this is warbling nonsense. This is somebody who at sixth form thinks they can sing.
I don't think he got a terrible voice, has he? It's
He
not
does.
my cup of tea, but...
With a terrible voice.
So we have the choice for the next Patreon, and it is I'm rapidly trying to find out who who like actually put in for this, and I can't find it because my phone connection's shit. Beat, which I believe is on Amazon Prime.
I believe it is, yeah.
And I will admit I need to make a better record of who is actually asking for these things.
Beat? What's beat?
I'll find it, but...
See if we have a look now. Also, I should just say, to those who listen to this on Apple Podcasts, sorry you've had no show for the last few weeks.
Yeah.
The Apple RSS feed got fucked up. In full disclosure, I was looking at moving the podcast to Anchor. I then decided not to move it to Anchor, but Anchor thought I had moved it to Anchor, or I didn't realise that Anchor were in the process of moving it. So, because I wasn't uploading any shows to Anchor, no shows were being updated on the RSS feed. So then I redirected. First off, I had to find out what fucking email address I used to register the podcast with Apple Podcasts. And then I had to unlock the account password for that, because you don't seem to be able to say, I don't use that email address anymore. I use this Apple ID. Could you just move it to that one, please? No, it doesn't work like that. But I moved the RSS feed. It is now showing and pulling the latest episodes. So sorry, Apple Podcast people. I was wondering why our downloads looked shit for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, that's my bad. And sorry, but you've got a lot of content to catch up on, which is something. And also using some new post-processing for the audio, thanks to Mike for shouting out the fact that one half of the conversation wasn't sounding that great. Apparently the last regular feed show that just went up sounded a lot better, so going forward hopefully that will be the case. So trailers. It's a little bit Ian Loring Boner Jams 2020 this week.
It is a little bit, yeah.
And I don't know, Mark Foster Floppy Winky 2020.
Yeah, it's nobody's coursing in 2020. Actually, no, one of them I really did actually quite like, actually.
And I don't know, Becky Foster.
Which one are you talking about?
Just the general trailer vibes.
Have I seen any? Oh, that one. Yeah, that's pretty much a big turn off for Mark, isn't it? Oh god, and that one's shit. Yeah.
Okay, so let's are there any that we want to talk about before that one / those ones?
So there's a trailer that's been doing the rounds for. It's been on cinemas a little bit. Brahms, the Boy 2 trailer.
Which I've seen in front of every fucking thing for the last 2
We've not
months.
spoken about it yet, have we? Right.
No.
But, A, Katie Holmes, really? And B, it's... Did Boy do that well?
The Boy completely passed me by.
I remember you saying, Becky, oh, that looks all right, and then me mentioning it to you at one point, and you going, oh no, it looks like shit.
I am so tempted to watch The Boy this week and then go see Brahms The Boy 2 over the weekend.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
What I will say here is The Boy actually did really quite well.
Well, okay, what was the box office?
64 million
Fucking hell.
off a 10 mil budget.
That was worldwide, I take it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's not bad. I mean, you can see why they'd do another one, but fuck it, poor Katie Holmes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she wasn't forced at gunpoint to do it, though, was she?
No, this wasn't her.
No, it's a bit of an indictment about the kind of stuff she's being offered.
I mean, is that because she's not actually that good an actress?
I don't know.
She's bad in the right thing.
She's not bad in the right thing, but she's also not. She's not actually, if you go through her career, ever done much.
She's not got a huge amount of charisma, has she? That's the problem.
No, I actually liked her in The Gift, and she was good in Thank You for Smoking.
But I mean, it's almost like she got Batman Begins, and then her agent just went, "My work here is done," and then she was just like, "No, you need to keep on doing work," and it's just like, "I got you as a lead in a Batman film. My work here is done."
Yeah, literally leaned back in his chair and pulled out a $1 medallion and just went, "Ow, ow."
Yeah.
And then literally, when the phone was ringing, it was Warner. He was looking at it going, "Oh, just tee off time. He's in like 3 minutes. Nah, I'm not going to answer that." And then was watching The Dark Knight and just went, "Oh shit, I knew I had a voicemail. Ring back, Warner. Shit. I hope Katie doesn't see this."
Yeah, I wonder how happy Maggie Gyllenhaal was with that role, though, because it's just like, oh, great, yeah, I'm in the new Nolan Batman film, brilliant. Oh, I die an hour in. You know, it's a weirdly thankless character, is Rachel Dawes, because she's basically like the, for want of a better phrase, if you quit being Batman, I'll let you fuck me carrot in Batman Begins. And then in The Dark Knight, it's, well, shit, I'm just going to get blown up. The
weird thing is, I think she's actually one of the most underrated performances in The Dark Knight.
What, Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, I think she's fantastic in it.
No, I mean, it's the character, to be clear.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think often gets lost that she's really fucking good in that movie.
The character's a bit of a what is it called in comic book parlance? Is it girl in refrigerator character?
Oh, getting fridged.
Yeah. She's just there to be motivation, isn't she? She's not there to be a character.
Well, no, quite. I mean, what does she do in Batman Begins? It's childhood friend basically says, like, Batman comes back. The street, it's getting worse. It's worse here now than it ever was. Does she get kidnapped?
Yes, kind of.
She gets drugged by Scarecrow, doesn't she, at one point? And then he has to take her back to the Batcave.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she's like, because she knows he's Batman, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she totally does. Because Gyllenhaal says in the second one, like, believe me, the safest place we could be right now is Bruce Wayne's penthouse.
Yes.
Yeah, and like so you've got that kind of like that carrot dangling in Batman Begins, and then in The Dark Knight, basically Aaron Eckhart eats the carrot,
Yeah.
and then the horse blows up. Have I taken that analogy too far? I think I probably have. It would be a donkey. Do horses eat carrots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right. I had a donkey in my head. So the boy too. It sounds like you guys aren't going to go see it, so maybe I won't. But it is only 86 minutes long, the new one. So
I know, but you can watch 2 movies to watch it. Because you've got to watch this first, don't you?
I just want to see if the doll moves.
It looks like it does.
If you see it move, though.
Could be a
Yeah,
dream
it's on the
sequence.
trailer.
It could be a
You know
dream
what?
sequence or some shit, though, eh?
You see its head move, having moved.
I think you actually see its head move.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Like, I straight up want that fucking doll to move.
Ugh, is the boy on anything?
It's got Amazon Prime written fucking all over it, does the boy? I wonder.
But you can't. Yeah, you got to really fucking say it's in Eastern documentaries.
Right, it's available to rent on Prime.
Yeah, all right, fine. What about Netflix?
Talk about the Netflix.
Nope.
Is it not? I'm sure I saw it on Netflix.
I thought I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah, but if it was on something, they'll have probably taken it off when The Boy 2 comes out.
It is.
Oh, it's on
Film
4. It's on Film 4.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's on all 4?
It might be on all 4, yeah. If not, it's on Film 4 at 11:10 on Wednesday.
Oh, there you go then.
That's
All right.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know, just completely passed me by. Okay, what else have we got? Oh shit. What's that fucking Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan one that I WhatsApped you the link to the other day, Mark?
Oh, I never watched it. I forgot
Where
to watch it.
I swear to God, it literally looks like they're going to be in the opening 5 minutes. They won't be in the rest of it, and they are top billed.
And they're on the front of the poster, yeah.
It's like Bravo Signature Entertainment, the distributor for the UK release of whatever the fuck that thing is, because literally it looks like they are both imprisoned in the Tower of London, apparently, and it looks like they have a comedy fight at the start, and then the rest of the film takes place in China. But yeah, Schwarzenegger turning up in random things, like it's like when he was in Killing Gunther, and he actually has quite a large part in Killing Gunther, and it's like, why are you there? You're Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't need the money.
No, that's the mental thing. He doesn't need the money. It's not even like it's exposure, but it's the same thing as Stallone turning up in weird stuff. I think it's just a little bit now that they'll if the stunt coordinator that Stallone worked with on Cliffhanger goes, I'm making a movie, Stallone will go, yeah, I'll fucking do it. I'll do it for you, yeah.
It is.
It'll turn up and it's like, what he meant was he's just filming his daughter's quinceañera. And fucking Stallone starring in it.
But I mean, is it almost like people just don't ask Schwarzenegger because they don't think he's going to be interested because he's Schwarzenegger? But in fact, so few people ask him to do stuff that when they do, he just goes, yeah, all right, then why not? You asked.
Why not?
I like to keep busy.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Can we shoot it 5 minutes away from my gym?
Yeah.
Like
It's the whole Sam Jackson thing. Sam Jackson said, I worked for 20 years and couldn't get roles and was having to rely on little pickup bits and people that I knew and bits like that. And then all of a sudden I got everything thrown at me. And so now, if I like you, I'll do it. If I either like the script or like the person making it, I'll do it.
fair enough.
You know,
Yeah.
because if me being in that person's movie, even if it's a shitty movie, if that person's a good dude, I want to help that person out.
Yeah, no, quite. I mean, it's like him being in Spiral. It's just like, you just imagine he'd be like, Chris Rock's asking me to do this, fuck it, yeah, why not then? Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The Green Knight.
Oh, yeah, fucking well on board for whatever mad fucking imagery shit this is.
It's A24 is so interesting because even when they tweeted out the trailer, they were like the most A24 cast you could ever imagine.
And as well, it is this weirdly for a guy who starred in an Oscar-winning film, a Best Picture Oscar-winning film 10 years ago, and I'm pretty sure has been nominated for a Best Actor Academy Award. Is this the year that Dev Patel can be said to have broken out?
Yeah, I know. It's so like, I love that finally his agent is getting him some fucking interesting shit.
Yeah, because this is really this just looks really fucking interesting, and it's a fucking great poster.
Yeah, the poster's amazing. The last shot of the trailer is yes, please. And it's interesting. I was listening to a podcast that David Lowery was on a couple of weeks back, and he was talking about the marketing for the Green Knight and saying like he's got a massive hand in all of the marketing for the film. And it's just like, if the marketing doesn't work, you can actually blame me. And you know, that's rare for like a filmmaker to say stuff, you know, something like that. You know, he's
a really interesting filmmaker, is David Lowery.
Yeah.
Did he do another Disney after this?
I want to. He was working on a new Peter Pan for a while, and I don't know whether he's still attached to that or not.
Pete's Dragon was good.
Pete's Dragon was great, and A Ghost Story is fucking fantastic. The Old Man and the Gun is really good fun.
Yeah.
Ain't Them Bodies Saints, I wasn't as big on, but I still liked it.
I'm agreeing. I just feel like going back and rewatching that. I found it to be. I wanted it to be a little bit better than it was, but I think I was expecting a different movie, if that makes sense.
Sure.
When I started watching it, and I remember coming away from it after it going, all right, that was a lot more low key than I was expecting. It looked fantastic and the acting was great, but it was a bit too. It wasn't what I was expecting. So I think maybe going in a few years removed from it and not exactly remembering the exact story, going into that, but knowing Lowry as a filmmaker, that could be quite interesting.
Yeah, totally. It's very, very exciting trailer, and the fact that this is something to look forward to in the summer months is, I think it's July, I want to say, just really, really interesting. If we've got the Green Knight and Tenet in July, pretty fucking solid July. And I know the distributor over here, Entertainment, have already started tweeting out the trailer. So they've obviously got some sort of like release plan for it already. So that's great.
Just to say, is Peter Pan apparently still happening? It's the film he's making next.
That's interesting because Ben Zeitlund has done a Peter Pan reinvention, Wendy, which is a Fox Searchlight film. So technically that's Disney now, and that's coming out in the next couple of months, I want to say. So I don't know. It's like Peter Pan seems to be hot again all of a sudden.
I was quite interested about the Green Knight as well. Just before we move on from that, is David Lowery doesn't make long movies. His movies are always quite. I don't think he's broke 100 minutes on a movie, which is really interesting for a modern filmmaker. When you've got somebody, for instance, because this I think is going in a very similar slot as where they put Midsommar. And when you've got someone like Ari Aster who can't rein in what he's doing, or that's part of his whole oeuvre. I'm not entirely sure. So have somebody like Larry who literally can go in and go, do you know what? I can tell a story in 95 minutes. It's quite refreshing.
Yeah.
Watch it, being Green Knight now, be 2.5 hours long. But I will trust him with 2.5 hours because I know I've watched him make something for 93 minutes that is fantastic. So I know that he can control that. And if he needs 2.5 hours to tell a fucking story, he's got 2.5 hours worth of story to tell.
Yeah. It's I very, very, very much trust David Lowery. Whatever he turns his hand to, I'm going to be interested at this point. But it helps that this trailer looks as good as it does.
I'm pretty sad. I haven't watched this trailer. I probably never will. But a trailer for a film called Cutthroat City. And Terrence Howard is in this movie. And he's sat, the little thumbnail they've got is Terrence Howard in a hat with like a peach brim on it. And I'm looking at it going, I know I can't take that movie seriously because of the way that Terrence Howard talks. I'm looking at it right now, and when he's looking, I'm looking, and he's going to say something, and I'm just going to go, oh, just, he sounds like a man whose puppy's just died, and he's trying, he works at a bank, and he's trying to just get on with his job, but his puppy's just died. Going,
that's very specific.
So you need to pay these checks in. Like, are you all right? Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. Is that your current address?
That's so weird.
That's Terrence Howard's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man at the bank who's just trying to get through his day because his puppy died.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So.
Oh dear.
This film comes out in August. I've got a feeling that we're going to have some pretty big disagreements come August.
Can I just say, I like Tyler Dogs.
Sorry?
That doesn't really count.
I like Tyler Dogs.
Yes, but this is very much more in the vein of
Yeah.
that Pink Hotel one.
Can't
remember what it's called.
The Grand Budapest Hotel, you fucking... I was going to go with cretin, but I thought that was probably a bit harsh.
That probably was a bit harsh, yeah.
Philistine was what I was going, which was what I meant, but you know, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Slap her on the face.
I am really, really looking forward to the French Dispatch because it looks like the most Wes Anderson thing Wes Anderson has ever Wes Andersoned, and I'm sure that it's going to make Mark's brain itch, and probably Becky's as well. And that's
I actually quite like Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah, you do actually. Don't you? We had a conversation about this. It was before all the French Dispatch stuff came out. We had a disagreement about Wes Anderson, didn't we?
Yeah.
About something. I can't remember how it came on.
I even liked Grand Budapest. It's a bit too silly at points, and my issue with the French Dispatch is that it looks like it's even sillier, but it's got a good cast, and I generally like Wes Anderson movies, so I'll give it a go. But it just does zany like the stuff that he used to do, where everyone's just a little bit quirky, and then there's just plain dumb, which Grand Budapest veered into at points, just silly, and I don't do well with silly.
Well, I do well with Anderson silly, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. Mark, what do you think?
I honestly, it's one of those things. It's not for me, and I feel like it would be mean spirited for me to shit all over it when it's just not for me. I will go into it going, do you know what? Try and be entertained and try and just get on with it. And I genuinely will go into it hoping to like it. Because I go into every single movie hoping to like them. And with this, I'm not going, right, I actually quite like all the cast in it. It does look like it's going to irritate the shit out of me. Because it looks like the Hamptons in summer had a fucking drama competition. But do you know what? Fuck it. it might work.
The thing is, if it's silly with a purpose and a direction, I'm fine with that.
No, I'd say it's silly with zero purpose and zero direction more than purpose.
Wow. But yeah, it looks decent enough from the trailer. You can't really tell an awful lot, can you? But it's very much more Grand Budapest than like his earlier stuff.
Weirdly, because your favourite Anderson movie is Darjeeling Limited, isn't it?
I love the Darjeeling Limited.
Which is kind of like the crossing point of where he went from being Rushmore and Royal Tenenbaums to being more veered towards this slightly zanier aspect rather than the eccentric aspect.
Well, that's what I mean though. Darjeeling Limited is daft at points. It is silly at points, but it knows where it wants to end up, and everything's sort of on that path. Whereas Grand Budapest, for me, there was just silly for silly's sake in it, and it bothered me.
I'm interested to do a little bit of a.
Oh, we're going to do an Anderson-a-thon.
I am literally interested to do a bit of a retrospective on Anderson pre this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair dues. All fun.
Just to see if I'd been unnecessarily just miserly about it.
I think probably that is the case.
There's every chance it could be. So I am willing to give it a go, with the exception possibly of Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is really good.
It can fuck right off.
Oh, what's that fucking creepy one he did with kids?
Moonrise Kingdom?
Yeah, that's not good.
That's creepy.
We might skip that one.
Philistines. I'm really fucking looking forward to it. Cast looks great. Big fan of changing aspect ratios.
I did notice that. I thought he was going to like the change aspect ratios in this.
You get that and some big fucking text on screen. You got me.
You know you're going to get.
Which I know I'm going to get. You know, it's very much here for it, as they say. Okay.
So, as I crashed into the cold, dark water of the Pacific, I realized a few things. A, I have no idea where I'm going. B, saltwater stings. C, I shouldn't even be on this planet right now, but I am. Why? Because you shot me.
I know.
You shot me!
All right, I heard you the first time. You don't have to pile it on. Good grief.
I'm wet. I'm cold. There's a fish on my head. And clearly, I'm not going to be able to do this on my own.
All right, get in the truck.
Really? You're going to help me?
I guess it is a little bit my fault that all this is happening to you.
Not a little bit. Entirely. It is entirely your fault.
It's entirely my fault. Are you coming?
Yes.
So let's move on. Let's talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, which is directed by a man called Jeff, whose surname escapes me.
Fowler,
thank you very much. And stars Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic. James Marsden, who is credited on the poster, is not on the poster, which makes me laugh every time I see it. Jim Carrey, Neil McDonough for one scene. But Andrew Jones pointed out on Twitter he gets his own title card at the end. Good for Neil McDonough. Tika Sumpter and others. So it's the story of an alien hedgehog called Sonic who lives on an alien planet. A giant owl is his mentor, and he's being chased by some sorts of beasts who I could see Dr. Robotnik maybe teaming up with in the sequel to get Sonic. Sonic travels to Earth to be safe, where he befriends James Marsden's character, and Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik is on their heels, I suppose. I made it sound way more complicated than it is. Becky, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it's really good fun. It's there's so many nice little nods to like the older audience members that will have played the games and things like that. The bits of music, the fact that when he sort of crashes to the floor after falling off that high rise, all these rings ping out of him and are like clinking around everywhere. So there's enough to kind of fan service the gamers, but it at its heart, it's a kids film, and it's a really good kids film. I think it's easy enough to follow if you haven't played the games and you're like 8. So I think it does. It sort of handles both of those aspects really well. I think Jim Carrey was great in it. There was moments at the start where, when he first came on, where I was like, is this going to be a touch cringy now that he's older and he's done more serious stuff, and then to see him go back to doing that is a bit jarring to start off with, but then it really works the more you get into it. And the last shot of him on that fucking planet where his moustache is all Dr. Robotnik-y and he's shaved his head and he's talking to Agent Stone and just lobbing him around, it's just fucking great. I liked the fact that when he was in the final battle, obviously in the game when you're playing it, to beat Dr. Robotnik you have to jump onto the top of his ship and get him that way until he's then not in the ship, and then you can beat him. And that was done the same in the film. I love the little touches like that.
I meant to say, I almost shit myself playing The Last of Us yesterday.
Okay. Which bit?
It was relatively early on. It's like Joel's with Ellie and Tess, and they're, you know, that building that's like the one building, like tall building, it's kind of like knocked into the other one. They got to get past that to get to the Capitol building.
Yeah.
It was just one of the clicker encounters around there. I had my headphones on.
Yeah.
But I was just being proper, like, fucking, I don't need to do the Joel's hearing. I'm just going to go around and shiv the fuckers. And I was just coming up behind one, and then one just launched up behind me, and then it did that whole kind of, like, death animation where it, like, launches into him. And I had a fart brewing at the time.
Right.
And as soon as it launched at me and the image changed to the kind of the death animation, I farted. And I swear, very, very close to following through.
Nice.
I don't think I can do The Last of Us 2.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I don't know. If I knew it was going to be like 75% human opponents, 25% clickers, I think I could deal with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it is going to be that. And obviously it's 5 years after The Last of Us, so the clickers are going to be devolved into fucking horrible things even further. And yeah. And also, to be fair, the storytelling in that game is fucking phenomenal. Like, they're playing as Joel's daughter at the beginning to start with.
Yeah.
Just fucking, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I can do it. But I just thought I wanted to tell you both that, and the audience, that I literally nearly shit myself playing the game last night.
It's
Mark,
not the bit when you're in that building where you have to drop down into that room, is it?
No, what it is, it's where you've just been separated. So, you're going through some things, and then, like, there's a bunch of rubble comes down, and Tess and Ellie are, like, separated, and you've got to find your way around.
Yeah, and you've got to go through all the rooms, and there's, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just... Literally, I know it sounds fucking pathetic, but it was just like the game got me. I was just like, I'm on my own. This is scary.
Is it good playing it through headphones rather than just through the TV? I've never tried that.
Fucking terrifying.
I might give that a go.
Yeah, the audio, like it makes the audio design shine. I'll say that, like where the rain and where like and whatnot, like when Ellie's like I'm outside, I've never been outside before, and that you can just hear the rain all around you. It's very, very effective.
Can't use Bluetooth headphones, though, can you?
Not with the PS4, no.
I've got a wireless headset that has a Bluetooth adapter, which I recommend. But to be fair, just plugging in some headphones into the joypad will work well enough.
Yeah.
I tell you what also plays well with headphones.
Go on.
Doom.
I will get on it, I promise.
When's Last of Us 2 out?
May.
Oh, just in time for my birthday.
It literally is in time for our wedding anniversary.
Oh, amazing. Happy anniversary, bitch. Got to bed. I must play my game.
Yeah. So you're at the cinema then? Why? No.
Mark, Doom just for an hour. If you don't, to be fair, if you don't like that game after 20 minutes, just shut it off, tell me, and I'll never talk about it again.
I will re-download it.
Have you played any more of Resident Evil 2?
Nope.
Is that because of the Stompy Man?
It's a scary game. Anyway,
Sonic.
scary game. Speaking of almost shitting yourself, Mark, what did you think of Sonic the Hedgehog?
That was very close. I really enjoyed it. A key criticism that I've read about it is, it's just a kids' movie. Yeah, that's the point.
It's about a blue fucking hedgehog.
Yeah. I like the fact that it's a kids' movie because do you know what? It's weird. It's a fucking kids' movie.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a kids' movie. It's a kids' game. And the thing is, if you like Sonic and you got a darker version of Sonic, anything like that, you'd be looking at it going, well, that doesn't come across in the game.
Yeah.
I think Ben Schwartz is really fun as Sonic. I think James Marsden, in a similar vein to what you got with Jason Lee when he did the first Chipmunks movie, he's very on board with it, and seems
he's
like
really good in it. Actually.
and seems like he's really enjoying it. And he's not. You don't get the usual him being sniffy to the character.
No, he's fully bought in.
He's fully bought into the character, and he fully buys into the idea of just helping this weird little blue alien out. Like you said there, Carey, you were always a little bit nervous as to, right, well, in this one he doesn't look Robotnik-y. So how's that going to work in the real world? And what they basically do is they go, do you know what? Let's not really change him. Let's have him be really fucking weird and acknowledge that he's really fucking weird.
He's a bit like, character-wise, he's a little bit like that character in The Frighteners.
Oh, shit, what's his name?
I can't remember.
I mean, yeah.
The agent.
Yeah. Who plays him again?
Let me
Find out. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was fun. There's a lot of there's good gags in it. There's good visual gags in it, and it doesn't rely on being. Sometimes you get stuff like this will rely on having, oh look, nudge nudge, there's a joke for the adults. It doesn't do that. It just goes for, do you know what, we're going to show the slapstick.
Yeah.
And slapstick is funny. Slapstick is my jam. So yeah, I had a blast with it. There's some good visual gags, and it's what you'd hope a Sonic movie would be. What do you think, Ian? You saw 4DX, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I will say
How are your kidneys?
Yeah, no, I'll get into it. I will say first off, just before I forget, just if anyone listening to this does work for Cineworld or anything, I just want to say thank you very much for being very understanding about giving us complimentary tickets because we couldn't make the 4DX showing yesterday because of the flooding in the area. Donna did not want me to risk driving into town, and the trains were fucked. I will just say I don't think anybody listening is from the Ponty area or anywhere that hopefully anywhere affected by Storm Dennis. But if they are, if there's anybody living locally and there's anything I can do to help, please do reach out. But fucking horrible flooding around here. But I just want to say thank you very much to Cineworld for being understanding and just going, yeah, it's fine, we'll swap your tickets. They didn't have to do that. And it was nice that their social media people were so kind as to do that. So, yes. Anyway, made my daughter very happy because I did not want to spend another £15 going to see it in the moving seats. So the fact, but she really wanted to see it in the moving seats. So now 4DX Sonic is probably the most value for money 4DX you'll ever fucking get. My chair barely stopped moving throughout the entire fucking thing. And it fit really well. It was like when he was going fast and the wind machine was going and the seats were moving and whatnot. I've warmed up to 4DX. I think it was just the fact that the first film I saw in it was The Magnificent Seven, which is not a film that screams almost like theme park attraction inside a cinema. It doesn't. Sonic the Hedgehog, on the other hand, he's going fast and so when it starts with that kind of the flash forward of Robotnik and Sonic in the city.
Yeah.
It was just whirring around all over the place. Then when he's in the Green Hill Zone at the start, still going. And it just keeps on going. Whenever they were in the car, the seat was just lightly kind of vibrating away like you were in the car. There was a lot of effort put into that 4DX programming. And I really appreciated it, in all honesty. In terms of the film itself, first off, in the Sega logo at the start, one of those little panels of games was showing Yakuza, and if they want to do a Yakuza game, I am massively, massively yes, please. Mark, by the way, another game you'll never play, but I'm telling you should. Yakuza Kiwami. It's a remake of a game called Yakuza from, I think, 10 years ago. And it's very reminiscent of Sleeping Dogs, which I know you liked.
Yeah.
But it's fucking massive. And there are mini games where you sing karaoke and there's you could watch Japanese porn and shit in it. I think you'll like it because of those two reasons specifically. But it's also a gangster epic.
Who's a Kiwami?
Yakuza Kiwami, Kiwami. I think it's on sale on PSN at the moment.
What did you say it's similar to?
Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, you fucking loved that, didn't you?
Fucking love Sleeping Dogs.
It's not as actiony. It's more of an RPG, but the sense of place, it's in the kind of the city that it's in is great. And if you like the game, there's 5 others. Another game came out last year set in the same universe, Judgment, which is also I've played a bit of that, and that's fun too. Yeah, I think you would enjoy it. But anyway, I want a Yakuza film, please. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm tangenting like no one's business. I'm so sorry. Sonic the Hedgehog. I know what you mean about Jim Carrey, Becky. It took me a scene or two to click in. But by the time he did that random dance and the bit where the skiing was projected in and then the dinosaur, and it was just did Jim Carrey just turn up to set and just say, I want to try something one day? He's not operating on the same plane of existence as anyone else. And I don't mean Robotnik, I mean Jim Carrey. But he's fully, and all the cast, everyone's really, really dialed in.
Everyone leans into it, don't they, instead of...
Yeah, they all know what they're there for. They're all taking it quite seriously. And I mean, like you guys said earlier on, it's a kids' film. I mean, the fact that the big criticism, like I saw someone saying like, oh, using the time slowed down stuff from X-Men Days of Future Past and the kind of like the so here I am. How did I get into this situation? Well, I need to think, it's fair enough.
Can I point something out?
Mm.
The time slowed down thing from X-Men Days of Future Past is a blatant rip-off of the episode of Futurama where Fry spends his $500 on 500 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
And when he hits his $500 cup of coffee, time moves in slow motion.
Yeah.
And he gets everybody out of the burning building.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, blaming something for aping on something else or using an idea that's already been used isn't necessarily something ripping something off. It's just...
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
But, I mean, like, it's just... That's some low-hanging fruit. And, like, Lottie, massive fan of X-Men Days of Future Past. Like, yeah, she's seen that thing, like, 20 times already, She obviously turned...
I bet she turned right at the start of it and went, I mean, this is basically just Deadpool, isn't it, Dad?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, massive fan. It's just fuck off. It's a kids' film. Yes, all right. They're going for a family audience, and I had a perfectly good fucking time watching Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece or anything, but would I watch another one? Yes, I bloody well would.
I was well excited when Tails turned up at the end.
Oh my god, Lottie lost her fucking mind.
I was about halfway through it going, I really hope this movie makes a load of money because I want to watch the sequel.
Yeah.
That's it. And, they could do some interesting things with the sequel. Get Robotnik teamed up with some mental bastard animals from another universe. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. Let's somehow get the casino stage in there somehow. Let's just go balls out. And the thing is, now that this one's made the money that it has, I think they will. Like, they're going to go big on the next one, I think. And it was a gamble. Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. A Sonic that had to be redesigned from, like, pretty much the ground up in less than a year, and I mean I think they only had to delay it like 3 months. I mean that's pretty impressive. And I mean like that. But by the way, I wonder whether towards the end where like it looks like he's dead and then he kind of like recharges. I almost wonder whether the character design now is what he was going to look like at the end of this film. And it was all...
I got an
upgraded character.
Yeah, and it was almost like... Yeah, like, because, like, it did seem to give the impression that, like, that had never happened to him before, and he'd, like, recharged the Quill energy and was, like, now, like, a new, improved version of him.
Mm.
And I wonder. Maybe not. But, I mean, you do look back at it now going, like, this film honestly would have lost something if they had that old character design.
Yeah.
Like, he would not be nearly as endearing. The whole aspect of him being alone and having to keep running. When you look like that old character model, yeah, man, run. You look fucking hideous. Hello. Oh, now, Lottie, come here for a minute, babe. So
your dad just said one.
Sorry? I just said what? You can talk. You can talk out loud. I just swore in front of you, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. I didn't realise that you were here. Sorry. So, Lots, I'm going to put the headphones on you for a second. It's okay. We're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog.
I could hear the feedback.
Okay. Now, I just want to ask you some questions, Lots. Okay. Now, Mark and Becky are on the other end of the headphones.
Hi, Lots.
Hiya.
Now, what was your reaction when you saw Tails at the end?
Like, what?
You were very excited, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that Sonic the Hedgehog was made for kids like you?
like 7-year-olds and 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it was made for a 35-year-old? To be honest.
A 35-year-old would like it. But it was kind of made for like little kids.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, Lots. Thank you very much. That was exactly what I was hoping you'd say. But you liked it, didn't you? Yeah, you had to say yes. They can't see you.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Okay. Do you want to go now? Oh, you don't want to go? What do you want to talk about?
Okay, maybe not.
What?
He just went through rings and he lost them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that part and I was like...
Shocked face. She's doing a shocked face.
Shocked face. It's good. It's good because it's bits like the game, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, she's gone. Lots.
What?
Could you grab me a couple of beers out of the fridge, please,
How
babe?
many?
Have any alcohol in them?
Okay, I was just asking how many.
Okay.
Because they still might have a bit of sugar in them.
They might still have a bit of sugar in them. You're right. Oh, you do try to take care of me, don't you, kid? All right, careful down the stairs. So, okay, I didn't hear any of what you guys were saying to her, by the way, but thank you. I suppose the point I'm trying to make there, this film is for people like her. It's not for Captain Film Twitter looking to shit on the latest release.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's it's so there you go. I totally swore in front of her, and she knows. The fact that she actually knows the F word's a swear word is something. I didn't think she knew what the F word was at all. So I'll have to watch.
She'll recover. She'll be all right.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. That was just a really long way of trying to say that I enjoyed the hell out of it. Also, the action was really well handled as well. Like, it would have been easy for it to be too chaotic, but you can follow everything.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, I got like, when she gives him the trainers.
Yeah.
I got a little bit emotional at that.
Well, it's just a really well thought out movie. You know, well constructed and well put together, and you can tell it's people going, right, well, just like people call it Green Hills.
Yeah.
You know, little sort of clever nods like that, and then you get the Sonic music comes in, not right from the beginning, but comes in towards the end.
Mm.
And bits like that.
Oh, and the logo when it's the rings instead of the stars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like again.
That got a reaction in our cinema where some kid actually turned around to his mate or his dad or something and went, "Oh, that's so cool." And I thought, I have literally just said that to Becky.
Yeah.
But it just isn't that great. I don't know. It just family films seem to be rarer and rarer. Like Marvel films are something, but not. I mean, not for kids of Lottie's age. I mean, like we tried her on Captain Marvel and Donna had to take her out because she was just kind of bouncing off the walls. So like family films that can be enjoyed by adults, but like equally, if not more so, enjoyed by 5 and 6 year olds.
Yep. Well, the thing is, I've seen so far this year at the cinema, I've seen Sonic the Hedgehog and I've seen Playing with Fire. 2 movies that are primarily aimed at kids.
Yeah.
And there's that new David Bautista film.
Oh, My Spy.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to go and see that.
Mm-hmm.
Quite happily. Because it looks funny. It looks like something I can watch and go, this is dumb, but you know what? I've killed 2 hours on a Sunday morning and I've actually thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I'm glad it's done as well as it has. And just really intrigued to see what they do with the next one. I mean, this one, it looked like it cost a fair bit of money, but not an insane amount of money. And if they wanted to chuck some more CG environments into the next one, I wouldn't say no. It was a shame that literally all you saw of the Green Hill Zone was pretty much what was in the trailers. I mean, like, I want to see Sonic like go around loop-de-loops and shit. I like, yes, please. I want to see him again, the casino zone. I want to see him bounce off like pinball bumpers and stuff like that. Like let's go. Let's have Robotnik trap Sonic in a giant casino-themed pinball death trap.
I'd be fine with that. The thing is with this, you're probably not going to get a third movie out of it.
I don't know. There's plenty of story there in the games and the book.
I think that you've got to capture on something quickly, and putting for a third, mate. What is it? So I reckon you go all in and risk it.
Yeah.
And go fucking mental. Go big or go fucking home. And if you go big and it's a success, boom. If you go big and it doesn't land, you still would have made the money because people will have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose they do need to be careful because Paramount themselves were involved in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films from a few years back, where the first one like kind of surprised everyone in how well it did, and then the second one surprised everyone in how not well it did, despite the fact that it had Tyler Perry in it, which is supposed to be a recipe for success. I mean, it is in my book. I mean, God, fucking hell, Tyler Perry was in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequel. Like, that guy. So that's the thing, like, they need to get the second one out within 2 years.
Yeah.
You wait 3 years, you've waited too long. Like, they need to push the button pretty quickly on this. They go mental, and if that works, I don't even know what they do in the third one, but it'll be incredible.
I reckon the next one will be out around this time or around Christmas time, not 2020, 2021.
Oh, what was that film you saw a trailer for that was advertising for 2021?
Oh,
About a fat monster.
Monsters having fights.
Yeah.
Monster Rumble.
Yeah, was that trailer in yours?
What? No.
Was it called Monster Rumble or something like that?
It's just called Rumble, maybe.
Yeah. Advertised for. We found it.
Yeah. It says 2020 on here. Expected 5th of February 2021.
Yeah. Expected 5th of February 2021. It's about monsters in world wrestling.
Oh, in a world where monsters are tame and monster wrestling is a popular sport, Winnie seeks to follow in her father's footsteps as a... Yeah, okay. Yeah, it comes out in the US January 29, 2021.
Yeah. I mean,
and there was a trailer for that.
Because it's Ben Schwartz.
Yeah, there's a trailer for it.
Oh, Ben Schwartz is in it, is he?
Yeah. That's the only reason I think they'd show it, but still, why so far in advance?
Also, I don't think Ben Schwartz is a big enough name in this country.
Well, no, but it's weird.
That's weird, yeah.
I will say as well, Ben Schwartz has been doing a lot of press in the gaming media for this film, and watching him watch a guy do a Sonic speed run while asking the guy a shit ton of questions, which the guy is obviously getting more and more frustrated about, is quite a fun half an hour or so. It's like he's like the guy's time that he manages to beat it in is like 20 minutes longer than his previous best. And I don't think that guy was quite expecting that. And he also asks the guy just during it, like, what are your thoughts on death? Like, is there anything after it? Because I don't think there is anything. And the guy just does not know what the fuck to say.
I really like Ben Schwartz as an actor. as a performer. He's got a really good energy about him. He's got a really fun kind of deadpan vibe. And I don't remember seeing him. Sorry, but I don't remember seeing. I'm just looking for the name of a film that I remember seeing him in. I haven't watched him in any of the TV stuff because I don't really watch TV. But he was in a movie. I don't want that. It wasn't Night School. He was in a movie a few years ago called. I'm finding it. I will find it eventually. He's good in that. This is Where I Leave You. Come on. Coffee Town. It's like a real low budget movie comedy that's actually really quite a lot of fun. That I would recommend people track down if you can.
Okay.
Plays an inept police officer.
Nice.
Who literally can't stop his own police cars to see it crashing into shit.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely not shit.
Oh, definitely not shit. Yeah.
Definitely not shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good fun.
Our audience poll was less nice. Definitely not shit 50%, touching cloth 25%, and shit 25%.
Oh, that's not nice.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So moving on.
You like the 1980s, don't you? Of course you do. We all do. But have you ever wondered why that decade was the way it was? Have you ever wished there was somewhere you could go to get past the usual day-glow sentimentality? To try and understand 1980s pop culture in a more social, political and historical context? Because if so, it sounds to me like you're ready to go beyond the aesthetics, beyond the nostalgia. Welcome to Beyond the Neon. Beyond the Neon is the podcast that dares to pull over the Testarossa, eject the Wham cassette and take off the Wayfarers. If you're looking for retro reviews of Back to the Future, The Goonies or John Hughes movies, you will not find that here. If you're looking for top 10 lists of A-Team episodes, Nintendo games or Stranger Things references, you will not find that here. If you're looking for long boring introductions, Squarespace ads or Patreon begging, you will not find that here. Because Beyond the Neon, we do things a little differently. In each documentary-style episode, I look at one area of 1980s popular culture and break it right down. And each episode features academic insight, guest contributions and interviews, as well as clips plumbed from the depths of the 1980s cultural void. Well, YouTube, mainly YouTube. To help illustrate the wonderful, perplexing, terrifying, joyous and utterly thrilling world of 1980s pop culture. Beyond the Neon might not be as regular as other 1980s podcasts, but that's because Beyond the Neon isn't like other 1980s podcasts. Subscribe to the show today and check out all past episodes by visiting beyondtheneon.co.uk.
The Mulberry Boys every Friday night on the show. You better know they keep it tight. ETL is back and the J-Strom's in the zone. Introduce the co-host, he doesn't do it alone. PCZ is about to hold court. You know he's on the headset, you can hear him snort. Pop culture, movies, TV shows and games. Rotten Tomatoes, reviews, news and Blu-rays. Foggy don't play around, he will bust a drop fast. Welcome to the Entertainment Landfill Podcast, the Jason and Steven Show. It's the Jason and Steven Show. What? The Jason and Steven Show. It's the Jason and Steven Show.
We have about 30 minutes till meltdown.
Okay, guys, listen. The escape pods are gone, and the sub is out of order. And we're not getting any more radio signals. And the structure of the Kepler is totally unsound.
Captain, there better be a good punchline, because the setup is...
So weak.
Weak.
We go for the Roebuck.
The Roebuck?
It's a mile down and a mile that way. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
How would we even get that?
We walk.
We what?
Walk.
So we just go in the pitch black and we walk without knowing where we're going with insufficient oxygen? That's the plan?
That's the plan.
Everybody down with that? Nora, you okay with that?
The suits can't be down there that long, you know that. Not everyone here is an experienced diver, and...
That we never know.
I'm not trying to be... Can you just admit we might die doing that?
Yeah.
But can you admit that we might live doing this?
I think the spirit of positivity that the show seems to be doing after the French Dispatch debacle. Underwater, directed by William Eubank, starring Kristen Stewart, Vincent Cassell, T.J. Miller, John Gallagher Jr. That'll do that. Doesn't fuck about this film. It starts what I thought was a dream sequence, but no. They're deep underwater in this kind of like research station, and something happens outside, and water starts coming in. Kristen Stewart and a gang of survivors trying to get out, and being menaced by some mysterious beasties. Mark, Underwater, thoughts?
Really surprised based on the cast and the vibe of the movie. Not surprised that it hasn't made that much money, because it literally came out with a whimper rather than a bang. But surprised not more has been made of it. It's fantastic. It really shocked me how good it is. For a start off, I really like stuff set in water because it terrifies me, and the sea terrifies me. So having that added element in that straight away, it adds a level of tension to me straight away. Like you were saying there, Ian, I think one of the comments I made to you about it was when I was saying, I think you'd really like it, is it drops you straight in the shit, which is fantastic about it.
When you've got dripping water on what is essentially a submarine station,
you
know you're fucked.
Yeah, and the fact that the minute that starts dripping, Kristen Stewart literally just goes, fuck.
Yeah.
It's cast are all fantastic in it. It's got a believable energy to it in terms of none of the characters react. None of them go hysterical or anything. None of them do anything that is beyond what you believe they can do or anything like that. Everyone does things that you would think, do you know what? That is how you'd react in that situation.
Yeah.
That is how you'd react in that situation. It looks fucking great as well, and I know we're all spoiled on time, but there's a moment where I think I literally grabbed onto you, didn't I, Bex, and went, holy fucking shit! There was a few where I just grabbed hold of you because I was scared. But there was the moment where Juju literally fucking arrives, and you're like, oh, fucking hell! Is magnificent. It's one of the best monster movies we've had in a long, long time.
Nice. Bex?
I leaned over to you at that bit and went, motherfucking kaiju.
Yeah. Cool.
No, I loved it. I've been sort of quietly excited about this film since the first sort of trailer came out. I like Kristen Stewart. I find her an interesting screen presence, and I like T.J. Miller, and it makes me sad that he's cancelled. Because
it does remind you in this movie how charismatic he is, which I know doesn't excuse his questionable behaviour.
No.
Has been a bit of a prat. But yeah, he is. He's a lot of fun in this movie.
Really good in this, yeah. Vincent Cassell's really good.
Standard.
But yeah, it's just it keeps the tension up really well. It's a relatively stupid premise if you look at it on paper, but it works and it feels real and believable. And yeah, some of the sort of actiony sort of set pieces, they're just really well done. I mean, I know we keep coming back to it, but that initial one where she's just showering and getting herself sorted, and then she feels the water dripping, and then the whole world just fucking collapses around her and she's running. That is brilliantly shot. And yeah, it's a compelling story, and it's very, very good.
John Gallagher Jr. should be in more.
Which one's he?
He's one of the tech guys.
Yeah, he's the
dragged around a lot because he's
Yeah.
Yes.
I said, literally, he's the dude, right, that isn't TJ Miller on this in Cell. Not any cast.
That's a fair point.
But like,
Yeah.
I like the fact that like Kristen Stewart's character's got this, you know, she's got this relatively awful, like, sad backstory, but it's she says it and it's moved on from. She doesn't like.
It's not well.
No.
She doesn't have a breakdown about it.
No.
She still remains being she's a badass.
Yeah.
She's like just the Ripley of the whole thing without ever being a bit of a twat like Ripley can be.
Yeah, and she actually manages to play nice, like a nice person.
I think she's fantastic in it.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I agree. It's Kristen Stewart does. She's got a really nice way of being kind of like dryly sarky funny, but when she says stuff and she means it, she sells that really well as well. And it's an interesting combination, but I mean, it's like the way she phrases stuff as well that kind of feels like her. Like there's a bit where they're dragging him and having a conversation, and the girl's talking about how she loves the guy, and then Kristen Stewart just says like, "That's really cool," and out of the mouth of any other actress, you would think, "Oh, that's a sarcastic remark. That's weird." But no,
glib, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just really genuine. It's just Kristen Stewart going, "That's really cool."
Yeah.
And yeah, she's fucking great. I mean, like, she was really good in Charlie's Angels as well. And she does some really interesting work. And it's sad that her return to more mainstream cinema has not gone that well. Box office wise. So, do you know what? Fuck it. Whatever she's gonna do next, whatever, I'm on board. Like, good. She's I don't know. She's on the side of the Angels, I think, is Kristen Stewart generally. So good for her. Film itself, yeah, I agree. It's short, sharp, like ride that just gets started and, excuse me, barely fucking lets up. I straight up thought it was a secret, almost like Lovecraft adaptation towards the end.
I'm basically, William Eubank has said it basically is.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was like I don't know much about Lovecraft, but the whole Cthulhu thing, 100% thought it was going in that direction.
Yeah. After shooting the film, the director decided to design the alpha creature based on Cthulhu.
And it's fucking horrifying. You know,
it's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean that.
What is when they're all the little ones suck up into like its foot or whatever the fuck it is that it lifts up?
Yeah.
Oh, grim.
Yeah. From a reductive point of view, the kind of like Alien, but it's underwater thing. It's not that. There are definitely production design nods to the Nostromo and whatnot. You know, it's which feel loving. It doesn't feel like a rip-off. But what I fucking loved about it was just the way that it did make that far down underwater feel like a completely different planet. It was absolutely otherworldly and claustrophobic as fuck. Really tense for a great deal of the runtime. Some horrible deaths in it as well. Like TJ Miller's death is rank.
Oh yeah.
Like like horrible fucking death. And yeah, it's just considering the fact that it basically, pardon the pun, sunk without a trace. I was really surprised by just how fucking good a creature feature it was.
Yeah, I mean, it got dumped because it got caught up in the Disney acquiring Fox thing.
Yeah.
And so it was finished up like about a year ago.
Yeah.
And so, but then Fox didn't want to pump the money in to release it because they were like, right, we're putting everything on pause at the moment because this deal's going through. The
Yeah.
deal then kept on, not stalling, but took a little bit longer than both companies had hoped it was going to. And what happened was, this movie ended up losing all its momentum because it was kind of stuck in limbo. And then Fox hadn't released it, and Disney were like, do you know what, fuck it, we just don't know what to do with this. We've already got a few other ones that we're a little bit unsure of what to do with. Do you know what? Let's just fucking dump it here. There you go. Go out there.
It's such a shame.
You know, it's been paid for. It's insignificant. Doesn't matter to us.
It's a really good film.
It is, and it's going to end up being, I think, similar to something like Event Horizon.
Yeah.
That's not going to cause any kind of splash, pun intended, at the time. But then gradually over years, it's going to just become something that's revered as being a classic of its genre.
Did Event Horizon not land well?
No.
It's big on video, I think, was Event Horizon.
Event Horizon found its place on VHS. It was deemed to be derivative and too loud, I think, was a big criticism of it.
Too loud?
Yeah, a huge criticism of Event
I could get
that. Was 60 million, it made less than 30.
Wow.
And 1987 as well.
It's magnificent, Event Horizon.
But yeah, it was deemed to be, so many people complained about how loud the film was.
It is orally intense.
Yeah.
Is Event Horizon, in fairness. I mean, loud is an interesting way of putting it, but there's a lot going on in the sound design of Event Horizon. I could see people being wigged out by that.
I genuinely believe, I think, I hope I'm not making this up, but that it was either Roger Ebert or Van Norman said that it was impossible to understand on what was going on because it was just too damn loud.
I think there's different cuts of it though as well, isn't there?
Event Horizon, no, there's like a mythical director's cut which like had a lot more of the kind of like the footage from.
It's not mythical. It exists. We've got it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it came out on a special edition DVD.
Hang on, what?
Yeah, a special edition DVD that is literally the Event Horizon.
It's in a sexy box, isn't it?
A sexy box. Is it upstairs?
How much longer is it?
About an extra 8 minutes or so.
What? And it's like the kind of like more of the hell footage.
Yeah.
It's slower over it as well. It doesn't cut as much, and you can see more.
Really? Shit. Oh, I never want to watch that.
It's good.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to show it.
I'm going to show you it.
I'm not show now. Let's just send a picture of it.
Oh yeah, I want to see. I mean, well, I want to see the packaging. Like the Wow. All right, I take that back. No, I swear, Paul W.S. Anderson has been quoted as saying that there is like a longer director's cut of it, which is basically rank.
Oh yeah, this has got like an extra 20 odd minutes or so in there. But there is like a 3-hour version apparently that they originally did.
I think that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
But I'm fucking fascinated.
Paul W.S. Anderson says he has a copy of it still on film.
That was it. Yes.
I would watch the shit out of that.
And that one day he will release it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Underwater, I mean, like, it's a 15, it's not an 18. I think that's fair enough. But it's... Yeah, I mean, it was an orphan, and it's a shame. I mean, I watched it opening weekend, and it was playing the smallest screen in my... Oh, wow. That is a nice box, isn't it? That's pretty cool. And it was playing the smallest screen in my Cineworld. And it just, nobody seems to have really got behind it. It's like even the US kind of genre press didn't really seem to like give it rate it much, and I don't know why. It's a really solid 94 minutes. I don't really have much to to criticize it for, to be honest. I mean, it was like I thought Vincent Cassel was going to be shifty because he's Vincent Cassel, and he's not. Like, he's just a good man. Like, I like the fact that no one was hiding anything. It was literally, you've got these people who are in this fucking awful situation and they need to get out.
Yeah, like you said, there's no, but it turns out this guy knew all along, or this guy was in on it, or anything like that, or this guy tries to fuck him over.
Yeah.
It just kind of, it ticks along with like I said, with everyone doing what they're supposed to do and what you would do in those situations, and helping each other out, and it's and then you get the great creature design.
Yeah, it's very, very well done, that.
Definitely not shit.
Yeah, definitely not shit. Definitely not shit.
Not shit.
A real big surprise, actually. I will be very happy if I see 10 better movies than that this year.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
If that ends up in my biggest surprise of the year rather than my top 10 of the year, it'll be a fucking good year.
I wouldn't be devastated to see it in my top 10.
Our audience poll, definitely not shit, 71%, touching cloth 14%, and shit 14%.
Okay. Okay, so it's that time on the show again. Guys, what did you watch in the hot tub?
Well, we watched Hot Tub Time Machine, obviously. And literally, I'm not going to talk about too much because we talk about an awful lot. Yeah, I will. But it does get better every time I watch it. I genuinely do believe, for me, it is one of the best films I've made, which I am fully aware of, that it literally is just me who thinks that. And I am kind of fine with that, but I do think it's comedic genius.
It is very, very funny.
Yeah, and it just does get better. There's a point in me that goes, at some point, is it going to start getting boring? And then when I start watching it, I just go, no, it's not.
We watched it on Sunday night, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you were playing Talking Heads on Saturday evening. I was like, is this prep?
It is prep, yes. What else did you watch over the week, Bex? Well, you did a few on your own.
I did a few on my own, yeah. Shall I go through that?
Yeah.
Okay. What did I watch on my own? Talked about Pet Sematary last week, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I watched A Tale of Two Sisters on the Thursday of our holiday. Nice holiday movie. It's fucking fantastic in A Tale of Two Sisters, and it's absolutely heartbreaking when you get to the end of it and you realise like what the actual situation is. Have you guys both you've seen it? Have you?
Yeah, like a good long time ago.
Yeah, and that final shot of a sister just like scrabbling under the wardrobe trying to get out from under the fucking wardrobe, and the fact that no one really did anything wrong apart from the stepmother being a bit shady and not getting her help. It's no one was trying to kill anyone, no one was dragging bodies in bags. It was just her mentally trying to deal with the fact that she didn't want to believe it had happened. So it's kind of heartbreaking. So there's that one. I watched Red State on my own because I've been wanting to watch it for a while, and despite the fact that it's a Kevin Smith movie, you seem reluctant.
Not a true Kevin Smith movie, does it?
Is it not?
I mean, it's only written and directed by him.
I
mean, I watched it a couple of times when it came out, and I had the impetus to rewatch it.
I remembered, for some reason, it going, maybe because we watched Tusk, and Tusk's a thing, but I remembered it not being like a fully straight movie and it going a bit off the wall, and it doesn't, does it?
It's just like a mad ending.
But it's not like a out of the way mad ending. It's not like anything ridiculous happens. It's just a massive fucking shootout. Really enjoyed it on rewatch. Really, really enjoyed it. We watched that together. And then the other two that I've watched on my own, well, not on my own, me and Isabel rewatched Babysitter today.
Nice.
She can sit and quote almost the entirety of that movie.
It's not good.
Yeah, it is mental.
She's seen that many times.
Yeah. She's, the bit where she's like saying how I deal with bullies and how if you're in a fight, what you need to do. Yeah. And she just turned to me at the bit and she was just like, and kick them in the balls. No, kick him in the dick, innit? Yeah. And she loves it. I hadn't realised how many times she watched it just on her own. And then I also watched Blade Runner with Isabel because she almost watched it while we were away.
Yeah.
And then just turned it off just after like the story got going and was like, I can't do it. I can't watch my mum's favourite movie on my own without her. Like, I have to wait. So I had to obviously watch it because, you know, it'd be rude not to. And she really, really liked it. So that I was a bit anxious, like if she was like, well, that was fucking boring. But yeah, she picked up on loads of the stuff, like, oh, how does that man know that he was like dreaming about unicorns? And oh, look, all the replicants' eyes glow, and then his did as well, and like stuff that I thought would maybe go a little bit over her head. I mean, I probably don't give her enough credit for that, but she picked up on it and she just really liked it. And she was angry at me when Roy died. Not happy about that. She was like, well, why is he just sat? I was like, because his time's run out. And she was like, get up, Roy, get up.
Wow.
She was not keen on Roy dying. But yeah, that's all I've done on my own.
Cool. So, I'm back in again. We watched Jexy.
Yes, okay, yep.
Have you watched this or have you not watched it yet?
No, I haven't
right,
yet.
We'll do a zero spoilery little quick bit on it then.
Right.
It's an awful lot of fun.
It is fucking funny.
It's very funny. It's both nastier than I expected, and but sweeter than I expected as well at exactly the same time. The phone doesn't gradually build up to being an arsehole. The phone is an arsehole out of the box.
Literally.
Okay.
Yeah, literally. It just goes for him straight away. Yeah. Michael Pena is just glorious in every scene he's in, and he's not in it a lot. Yeah, it's an awful lot of fun. Rose Byrne is really going for it as the phone.
Yeah. Alexandra Shipp's good in it as well, though.
Yeah. But yeah, Adam Devine, who usually I find him off-putting.
He can be a bit much.
He can be a bit much. He isn't in this. He's quite well pitched in it. But yeah,
its little message that it gently tries to get across is well handled as well. Like, it doesn't beat you up too much with it, does it? But it is there.
It's certainly there, yeah. But yeah, the phone thing. Like there's an argument that he has with the phone where he's telling it that Siri was better.
Yeah.
And then comes in that says that that Alexa was better. And basically Jexy just keeps on coming up with reasons for why she's better, which include that Alexa's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Siri's a whore.
Yeah.
And is it Katana's a retard or something like that?
And it's voiced by Rose Byrne, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Sorry.
really awkward sex scene.
Yeah.
Oh god, this sounds like my jam. Okay.
It's also as well, but it's actually got a story and it never goes too stupid, and it's 85 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Salad bit's fucking funny.
The fucking salad bit's great.
Ian, you need to watch it for next week.
The fact it's a recurring joke.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I will watch Jexy.
Yeah, I would say you could quite easily do that at the treadmill watch.
Yeah, I'm thinking like it's like an hour 25 in it or something like that.
Yeah.
I could get that done, train to and from work and a treadmill.
Yeah, you can easily watch it in little breaks like that.
Okay.
We'll start to speed around these a little bit. We watched Spy, didn't we?
Fucking face-off machine.
Which genuinely, Jason Statham with the face-off machine is still absolutely magnificent. Alison Janney telling him that he needs quarters for it.
Yeah.
And him hey, you mean I've got to fucking pay? No, because there's no face-off, you dumbass. And then he's convinced still at the end of it.
Alison Janney's really good in it, actually, as well, for the little bit that she's got to do.
Yeah, but then also as well, I'm going to go take this boat and go to Italy. And then they go, do you think he's going to realise it's a lake? And then just as the credits start, you just hear him shout, hang on a minute, it's a fucking lake.
I don't get to Italy.
Yeah, Statham is brilliant. And the whole movie's great because Liz McCarthy is comedic gold and Rose Byrne is clearly on board.
Her hair looks so heavy.
It does. But yeah, Spy is still fantastic. So from one Paul Feig to another.
Rose Byrne to another.
No, Rose Byrne in this.
Rose Byrne was in Jexy, then we watched Spy.
Yeah, then we watched Spy. And then we watched another Melissa McCarthy Feig movie. And we watched The Heat.
The Heat is funny as The Heat.
It's more fun than it ever has any right to be.
I was fully prepped to not really like The Heat because I wasn't super keen on Melissa McCarthy at the time.
Yeah. This was a movie that turned me with Melissa McCarthy. Yeah,
I think it was me as well. It's just really fucking funny, and them two bouncing off each other are great.
Yeah, Sandy B is an actress that I still don't think we quite realise how much we don't deserve.
Yeah.
100%.
Really good fun.
Yeah, it's fucking great. It is. The more I watch Paul Feig things, the more he's one of those directors now that I am just like, you know what? Yeah, anything he does, I can pretty much guarantee I'm gonna get some out of.
Yeah. Fair
enough. Just a couple more. Breakdown. It's Breakdown.
Nice. Yeah.
Like before, the great thing about Breakdown is it's a 90-minute genre movie that stars Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't say fairer than that, can you?
Yeah, you know, it's the sort of movie that Kurt Russell was making like 15 years before that with John Carpenter.
Yeah.
And then we caught two Tony Scott movies, didn't we? I'll let you do the first one because it's more. This is I enjoy it, but it's very much your jam, isn't it?
Yeah, we rewatched Spy Game, which I've loved since the first time I watched it. It's just clever and twisty, and you kind of never know who's stabbing who in the back and who's the dickhead and where it's going, and it's just brilliant. Really good story, really lovely ending. It's got a happy ending. And yeah, the performance in it, they're just fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah, Redford is really on absolute A game.
Yeah, he is.
You're watching it going. He hadn't done an awful lot in a while for about 10 years leading up to this. But it's when you go back to sort of this, and this film's like 19 years old now.
That's mad, isn't it?
But when you go back to it, you look at it and go, holy shit, yeah, Redford was a proper fucking movie star.
Yeah.
And he'd been a movie star for like 40 years. Yeah, and you can see why Brad Pitt kind of has always looked at Redford and gone, yeah, that's the movie star I want to be. Just cool as fuck.
You kind of see it now.
Yeah.
As well, now he's a bit older. You can see it in him, the Redfordiness.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's Redford is fantastic in this. You can see that just outright calm, controlling fucking charisma that he's got.
It's just fucking classy, isn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't have to try and be cool. He just is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Moving on to a Tony Scott that I think you like, but is a lot more my.
It's more your thing.
It's more my jam and my pace.
Yeah.
Domino.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I fucking love Domino. Like, Jay, I love this movie. It's Tony Scott making a movie that only fucking Tony Scott could make.
Yeah.
And getting away with it. Making a movie that only Tony Scott could get away with because, quite simply, Tony Scott didn't give a shit. At all. He was ready to offend anybody and everything without ever trying to be offensive. He wasn't an in-your-face, controversial director.
Yeah.
He just made the movie that he wanted to make and just didn't think about any of the noise that might surround it. He made the movie, then fucking walked away and started making the next.
Did people find it offensive?
I think people would find it offensive now. And one of the great underrated characters of Tony Scott's world in Edgar Ramirez.
Oh, he's brilliant. Isn't he?
Yeah, who is immensely fucking cool. And literally blows a man's arm off with a shotgun.
Yeah. Didn't even need to be persuaded.
No, I don't even need to be persuaded, literally. I like the fact that he's got an affectation that makes no sense. So he's got a bit of a tick where he constantly keeps putting his hair up.
Yeah.
But then you think, oh, he's putting his hair up because shit's about to get real.
Oh, he takes it down for that.
But he takes it down when shit's about to get real as well.
Yeah.
It's like he's got to do something with his hair before he does anything else. And the fact that he jumps off things as well. it is really fucking highlighted. And it's Mickey Rourke basically going, I'd like to do this for a living. Yeah. I would like to be the guy I am fucking playing because it sounds more fun than being Mickey Rourke. And Mickey Rourke is an awful lot of fun to fucking be.
Mickey Rourke's pretty good in this, actually.
It's just such a fun, just fucking batshit movie. And then you got Tom Waits fucking turning up as a prophet.
Standard.
At the end of it.
Yeah.
And talking to me, just going, yeah, this makes perfect. If you're going to see a fucking prophet that is going to appear out of nowhere while you're on a mescaline trip and convince you that you need to sacrifice yourselves to save a child, then yeah, it's probably going to be Tom Waits. Yeah. It's just, it got a really sort of like kicking, did Domino, and I think part of that was because it was Keira Knightley trying to do badass, and people decided to get out the kicking for that. And I watch it and go, do you know what though? I quite like Keira Knightley trying to be badass. It's better than watching her literally just bore. And I don't mean she's boring. She looks like she's bored.
Yeah.
Boring her way through costume dramas because she's literally just going, is this what you want from me? Fine. Yeah. Fine. Because whenever I try and do anything that's fucking vaguely interesting, you say, I'm out of my depth, so fine, here you go. And it takes away from the fact that I do think that she could have been a really interesting actress. I just don't think the world let her be.
She's too fucking much. I don't like her. Like every time I see interviews with her and stuff now, it's like, oh really?
But we'll always have Domino. Yeah, so that was what we've watched. But yeah, I fucking love Domino.
Every time I see Tom Waits in a movie, I'm like, which one's the one with all the bunnies? It's Seven Psychopaths. That's funny.
Yeah. Again, if you want a psychopath that has a bunny,
it's Tom Waits.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of speed through as well because it's weirdly turned into kind of a longer show considering it was like a normal show. So So I watched after the Oscars, I watched Antonio Banderas' nominated performance for Pedro Almodovar's Pain and Glory. Didn't really know too much about it going in. And in a way, I think it's probably for the best. I mean, it's about Antonio Banderas plays a film director who is kind of like retiring away from the world because he's got a lot of medical problems. And I suppose some things happen which make him reevaluate his life choices. Some surprising stuff, I will say. Banderas is very good. There's a plot in this involving drug use, which I thought was interesting for the lack of consequences. Quite brave. Kind of feels like something that European cinema can do, but if British or American cinema did it, people would be not happy. Great visually. It's got Almodovar's usual fantastic color palette. And it morphs as the film goes on, kind of what it's about, but by the end it still feels like it's cohesive, like not bitty. It's an interesting piece of work. It's not one of my favorite Almodovars. I think he does really, really great work with female characters, male characters to a lesser extent, and this is very much focused on a male character. But I enjoyed it. It's one of those ones where it's like, as a film fan, will you enjoy the latest Almodovar film? Yes. There you go. I watched Kiki's Delivery Service, but we're planning on doing full Cat Bus at some point, aren't we, Bex? So
Yeah, absolutely. I tried to watch some while we were away, but our trash TV just made it look ugly, so I couldn't do it.
okay, fair enough. I will say respect to Netflix for doing dubbed and subbed versions, and not separating them. It's just the one version. You just select the audio track or the subtitle track.
Is that how they work?
Yeah.
I was just watching, say, dubbed.
But
yeah,
subbed.
But if you want, you can select the dub track.
Yeah. I just because Lots was watching it with us, so I just
That's a good idea, because I read that it was just going to be the subbed ones, and I thought a little bit of it was like, right, that's what's the point then? You know, because you're wanting to grab a new audience of younger kids. If it was just the sub version, it'd be a little bit restrictive.
It automatically comes up as the sub version, though, doesn't it? It might be worth making people aware of that.
Yeah, because I was a little bit worried at first. It was like, oh fuck, well, there's no way she's gonna be able to watch this. And then just had a look, and it's audio in 6 different languages. Actually, it's pretty good. And the English dub of Kiki's Delivery Service has got Phil Hartman playing as the cat. And Donna was just like, I really like that cat. You know, just like he's just like he's a chippy fucker, but he's kind of what you would imagine a cat would actually be like.
Yeah. It's good, actually. He's good as GG.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But
I did not know that.
What, that it was Phil Hartman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watched it dubbed.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I must have forgotten or not twigged. Fuck.
Because it's
fucking love Phil Hartman.
What's her face in it? Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst is Kiki, yeah. So yeah, but we'll talk about that in full Cat Bus. Watch Bombshell. Was a bit behind you guys, but caught up with Bombshell. I liked Bombshell. The composite character played by Margot Robbie, little bit unsure about her, just because her character kind of instigates a women can change the world kind of moment towards the end of the film, or at least she makes a decision which is supposed to inspire you, or and it was a bit like, yeah, but did anybody actually do that at the time? No. Oh, okay then. And there's also the end stuff, the credit at the end. I can't remember the way it was phrased, but it was it was saying but they were not the last or something like that. And I really thought for a second that there was going to be a post-credit scene where Charlize Theron invited Margot Robbie to join the Weinstein Initiative or something like that. You know, it was you were going to get the MCU music in the background or something. It was a very it literally felt like they were setting up a Weinstein sequel. It was
the Me Too You.
Oh, very good. It's not bad, that.
I feel a little bit like I'm being judged though by the world.
I've not even heard it yet,
he's been a prick again.
It's I don't know. I mean, aside from that aspect though, I like the fact there were shades of grey to it. You know, Charlize Theron is out in the conversation with Mark Duplass about yes, okay, he did come on to me and I was sexually harassed by him, but he's done X, Y, and Z for me. And I liked that it wasn't just he is bad guy, I get bad guy, because the world doesn't work like that. And I thought John Lithgow's performance was interesting because early on he just seems to be giving quite good advice, and it's like he's got he has Kidman's Charlize Theron's back when she kind of goes at Trump, and then that turns, and then you've got the fucking horrific scene where he's asking Margot Robbie to basically show him her pants, and he's just
Horrible is
fucking
that
it,
scene.
and he like that just that heavy breathing,
Mm,
like, oh Jesus Christ.
it's awful.
Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, like, everybody's very, very good in it. And it's a great story. It's a good insight, and I almost wonder if like the kind of meh reaction on film Twitter is basically because you've got people who are like, well, I already know all this. Like, I know how Fox News works and blah blah blah, but it's not it's not what everybody knows, and I thought the way that it presented it was perfectly interesting. It feels like it feels like it's made for a wide audience. It doesn't feel like it's an art house film or anything like that. And yeah, it worked really well. I thought Charlize Theron in particular was very, very convincing. And just that makeup and hairstyling, yes, okay, fair enough, give it the Oscar. Like what they did with her and Nicole Kidman and Lithgow, in fairness, was something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Bombshell. I kind of don't see, aside from my slight reservations, I don't see why people were as uppity about it as they were. And I watched a couple of Bond films, but obviously I talk about that on the Ian's Guide to Bondage. I'm currently halfway through Octopussy. So I'm getting there. I think I'm film 13. So I'm going to have 11 left after this, and I've got about 5.5 weeks, so it's doable. I've got a feeling I'm basically going to do like 4 Craig films in 4 days or something like that on the run up to No Time to Die. Like, I think it's going to be close to the wire, but essentially, if I don't have much to talk about for what we watched over the last few weeks, over the next few weeks, it's literally just because I'm trying to get through Bond films. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I watched the Spiderwick Chronicles, which is it's a film that Donna and I have watched quite a few times, but watched it with lots. And yeah, she was pretty into it, actually. It worked.
Isabel loved that when she was around my age.
Me and Isabel watched that a few weeks ago, and I was like, do you remember when we used to watch this like twice a week? And she was like, yeah, it's really good.
It is. It's terrific fun. And just like I really like the arc with the one Freddie Highmore and the dad. And just like the kind of the way that builds up and then pays off at the end. I just thought that really worked really well. And Nick Nolte is fucking scary in it. And again, it does kind of feel like Nick Nolte just wandered into a motion capture studio and was just like, where am I? And it was like, right, Nick, you're playing a bad guy. Right, okay, yeah. What am I getting? A book. The book! The book! Give me the book! Give me the book! And then he just leaves.
Yeah, sounds fair, yeah.
Yeah. Spiderwick Chronicles, I like it.
It's good.
So, got any Twitter questions or anything, Matt?
No, but I've got to ask for any. Bad mark.
That'll be why then.
Yeah, bad mark.
Okay, so next week, what have we got? Michael Winterbottom's new film, Greed. We've got Brahms the Boy too. We've got Harrison Ford and his CG dog.
What?
What are we watching?
Don't know. What are you thinking, Bex? Have you got a preference?
What are the options? Greed, Brahms the Boy 2.
Greed, Brahms Boy 2, The Call of the Wild.
I mean, probably out of them, Greed. I'd quite like to do The Boy 2 because I'm intrigued, but The Boy's not on. Oh no, because we're watching that, aren't we?
It is on. What is that?
We're watching that on Wednesday, or we're recording it.
I'm willing to go and see whatever out of those because I'm fine.
I will happily do The Boy 2. Fuck it. Why not?
Fuck it. We're seeing Dark Waters tomorrow on the limited screening as well. Are you making it to that?
I don't think I'm making it to that. No. It's half term and Donna's gonna have locks all day, so like I probably need to be home, to be fair. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. You know, it's my boy, it's my Carol boy, Todd Haynes. So. But yeah, okay, we'll see what we get to. I mean, like Lottie wants to go see The Call of the Wild, so I will see that. I'd happily watch Greed. I mean, if I just check in later in the week with you guys and see where the land lies.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that and we'll see if we can work it all out.
Maybe try and get to both, can't we?
See what works or what.
Cool, and we'll do
Greed.
We'll do Beat as well. So we shall have plenty to talk about, I'm sure. So patreon.com/Film Bastards to find out what the fuck we were talking about at the start of the show, if you didn't know. Got Ian's Guide to Bondage all over the place on that feed at the moment as well. I think I put up like 3 in the last week. And yeah, that's it. Bye.
Bye.
Racing under me, do acting like we ain't what I wanna be. Got me tickle trying to act so selfishly. Pocket full of green stacked up like a pot of peas. Big boy dog walking around with a lot of taste on quick, goes too fast. Every day I gotta make it count. Every second gotta make it last. Roll around, do the double dash. Big glow on my skin. Taking off in 10, 9, 8. Hold up, wait, got a date. Ladies love my speed. Quick to run up trees. Who sing like me? Nobody. Standing in my lane. Best friend named Tails. Running on rails, I can never fail.
This podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepunsyndicate.com.